Hey guys, friendly neighborhood metalhead here, Peacemaker. How's it going? Day 2 of my quarantine. Just kidding. That's obviously a joke. In case you guys didn't get the mask thing. I'm all for taking care of elderly folks. I'm all for being careful, for being smart, healthy. But y'all are a little crazy. No. So yeah, we went over the set. Look, I found red. How cool is that? Oh man. So I had a couple of things to kind of to go over with you guys real quick. I was just reading my psalm for the day, and man, is it good. And also, I wanted to encourage you guys. So I'll start there because I know where that's going. So we'll go ahead and flip-a-roo you around so you can see the Bible I'm reading from. I usually use the New King James Version. I like it just because it kind of shows you a lot of the textual critical stuff too. It doesn't hide it from you as easily or omit it and then not and just tell you that something else used to be there. In the footnotes, to me that's annoying. It's like I'd rather have a footnote in the actual text telling me, hey, this is what else it could be. So yeah, just a little preference thing there. I think they also did a good job, like I said, translating overall. So anyway, New American Standard Bible is a good one too. The Holman Standard Christian Bible seems to be all right. I don't know. They're all translations, right? And they're all trying to do their best, in theory. So we ended anyway. That's why I'm learning Greek and Hebrew at Trinity Seminary. There's a shameless plug for you guys. Go to Trinity Seminary. They're an online seminary. They have wonderful pricing. They have an awesome amount of wonderful people and teachers there, like Jonathan Pritchett, Hey Prime, Braxton Hunter, Brax Facts. I like that. That's my new nickname for him, Braxton Facts. By the way, good job on the debate, David Wood. I don't know if you guys saw that. You should go check it out. Acts 17 Apologetics. He debated Matt Dillahunty and just killed it. Did so good. I was just reminiscing because I have a similar heartfelt story of not quite to David's level, but definitely like him. I was not the person that subscribed to a subjective morality and then tried to turn tail when it actually had to play out. I was wondering why I shouldn't become a vigilante, right? Like if you can help people, if you could help people not be hurt, especially, and I felt like I could, then why not? Like why, how do I keep myself from hurting people? Or specifically, how do I keep myself from hurting bullies? Because man, did I want to. So a little bit about my testimony there. So yeah, anyway, let's hit up the Psalms. Ready? I'm going to flip you around here. I'm going to try to get you guys on the actual, there we go. I can actually see it if I turn my screen a little bit. Here, let's turn you sideways too. That might help. Hey, cool. So I'll hold you there and hopefully you guys can see that. I know the last time I tried that, it didn't work so well. But we're just going to go with it, okay? So I'll flip this over to the marker of my psalm for the day. We got Psalm 37. We'll start there. It's funny because it said in verse 4 here, delight yourself also in the Lord, and he will give you the desires of your heart. Funny enough, like 4 hours before I got up today, so last night I was praying. I kind of threw it out on Facebook that I wanted it to rain because I love the rain. I hate the snow. I don't hate the snow. I hate shoveling the snow. Which here's a preview of what ended up happening. I got my snow. Actually, I got my rain, which was wonderful. It's not even sticking yet, as you can see. Hashtag Colorado. Don't come here if you can't drive in snow. But yeah. Anyway, guys. This is a little praise report. I'm super thankful that God cares. And we'll see that in my psalm for today, too. He cares about the smallest things and about his righteous. So we'll go over to Psalm 34 and complete a thought that I had yesterday and I had shared. And if you did your homework on the angel of the Lord, you might have seen some of this kind of an idea popping up. We talked about ambiguity, right, in the texts, and how sometimes you're like, wait, was the angel of the Lord referenced here, or is it talking about the Lord? So flip your back around, and we'll go over that a little bit. So right here in Psalm 34, we've got verse 7. It says, the angel of the Lord, right? Can you all see that? I hope you can. If not, just look it up on your own. I'm sorry. But if you come over here up at the footnote, as you can see in my King Jimmy, my new King James, it says, or angel, capital. Right, it has to be angel, capital, because that's the only thing that fits. The angel of the Lord encamps around all those who fear him. You mean he's omnipresent? You mean he's omnipotent and delivers them all? Right. So, that was a taste yesterday, right? Well, I actually, funny enough, came across this too. Verse 17 says, the righteous cry aloud. The Lord hears and delivers them out of all their troubles. So wait, does the angel of the Lord deliver them, or does the Lord deliver them? I actually have to add that cross-reference to my book. So that's a taste, right? Like we're rather relearning kind of what I think the disciples learned in Luke 22. I think it was Luke 22, 24, I don't know, somewhere in there. The road to Emmaus. There's two disciples that I believe Jesus kind of gave the sermon notes of my book to, if you will. And he started in Moses. And this is kind of, I'll give you the overview of what started my book too now. This is what started it, right? He started in Moses, and starting there, so like Genesis and going through, he revealed all the things that pertain to him in the actual Old Testament. And I was like, I couldn't do that if I had to. I had Isaiah 53, I had Psalm 22, the usual references, some that Jesus made allusion to. And I didn't really understand why he even was crucified or what he was referencing when Caiaphas got so mad, which would be Daniel 7 verse 13, excuse me. Daniel 7:13. Boy, check that out. Daniel 7:15, Daniel goes, ouch, my Jewish head. Because he doesn't understand what he's seeing there. And he's like, two divine people? Huh? He's a good Jew, right? Yahweh Eloheinu, Yahweh Echad. One. The three are one. The Lord our God, the Lord, one, right? How many is that? Sure. I know that's not a hard line argument, but it's amazing when you start seeing this stuff all over the scriptures. And when you see like Jesus showed his disciples on the road to Emmaus, did not our hearts burn within us? My goodness, I don't even need the New Testament to share the gospel anymore. And I want to get you guys to that point. So yeah, look out for the book. Please buy it. Oh, I got a notification. I didn't turn off my sound either. So hey, if it goes off, it goes off. Well, obviously it won't because I just got a notification and it didn't go off. So yeah, let's go back to the text, guys. My text for today was just so good I couldn't stop myself from reading it with you guys. So we'll see what the last half of it entails, and we'll also see what the first half that I've already read was so good to me for. I'm in Psalm 144 today. All right, it says, blessed be the Lord, my rock, who trains my hands for war and my fingers for battle. Who said that that the Bible is not metal? Are you kidding me? All right, keep reading. My loving kindness and my fortress, my high tower and my deliverer, my shield and the one in whom I take refuge, which, by the way, if you go back to Genesis 15, the shield of Abraham is the God that appears to him and takes him outside of the tent, right? So that's all over the place. Subdues my people under me. I don't know if I should try a different angle, but I'm going to. Who subdues my people under me. Lord, what is man that you take knowledge of him? or the Son of Man, that you are mindful of him? Man is like a breath. His days are like a passing shadow. Bow down your heavens, O Lord, and come down. Touch the mountains, and they will smoke. Flash forth lightning and scatter them. Shoot your arrows out and destroy them. Stretch out your hand for above. Verse 7. Rescue me and deliver me out of great waters, from the hand of foreigners, whose mouths speak lying words, and whose right hand is a hand of falsehood. Boy, doesn't that kind of remind you what China's doing with their virus, not taking any responsibility? How sad is that? At least if you throw the world into catastrophe, you should probably be like, we messed up there. Ugh. Anyway, no, I don't want to get on a soapbox. Back to verse 8 and 9. I will sing a new song to you. On a harp of 10 strings, I will sing praises to you. The one who gives salvation to kings, who delivers David his servant from the deadly sword. Rescue me and deliver me from the hand of foreigners, whose mouth speak lying words, and whose right hand is a hand of falsehood. I think I've heard that once before. Yeah, that's called a repeating it, and in Hebrew puts emphasis on that. That our sons may be as plants grown up in their youth, that our daughters may be as pillars, sculptured in palace style. That means beautiful. That our barns may be full, supplying all kinds of produce, that our sheep may bring forth thousands and 10,000s in our fields, that our oxen may be well laden, and that there be no breaking in or going out. Breaking in would be a reference to breach or theft. That there be no outcry in our streets. Happy are people who are in such a state. Happy are the people whose God is the Lord. Guys, wow, that blows my mind. I didn't even read the last half of that psalm, but it's so applicable, right? I didn't even get to the part about the foreigner either, until I had turned this already on. So, guys, how cool is God? How cool is God? I feel like I'm starting to hit my stride with some of this stuff, techie stuff, that I didn't know before. So hopefully the videos will be better quality. Hopefully you guys will feel more blessed as we go. Hopefully I'll do less stuttering, less unprofessional things, I guess you would say, in the teaching sense. Like I said, guys, I feel like I'm called to teach, and I want to do that, and I want to do that here. So please, please, please subscribe, like, comment, share, support me on Patreon. If you want to see more of these videos or get more about the angel of the Lord from my mouth, and not just my book, which, by the way, I think it always helps to have somebody's perspective, right? Or somebody who can guide you, not just the text, although that's enough. But I'm just trying to give you guys the goggles, to see amazing things. So since we went there, let me conclude a thought. Did you know why Jesus was killed? Think about it for a sec. What were the charges? A lot of people will say, no, he never claimed to be God. Well, Caiaphas didn't agree. How did Caiaphas, a Jew, not agree? I'll tell you how. Daniel 7, verse 13 to 15. Why don't we hit that one too, since we're here and since God in his sovereignty seems to have brought that up? Well, maybe that's what he was answering my prayer about what I should talk about. Let me see here. Daniel, I'll flip over. I'm so sorry, guys. This is unscripted. I'm doing this live. Well, live to me, I guess. I'm going to post it up and it won't be live, but, Daniel, way after Jeremiah. Ezekiel. We're almost there. Okay, there's Daniel. Hosea, no. I'm just going to chapter 7. So Daniel's having apocalyptic visions and things, and he's basically he's said this before, but basically what apocalyptic language is just trying to grasp at words that convey what you're trying to say. Right? That's why all the visions are so hard to understand sometimes, or you're like, wait, was this vision or was this like something else, like Ezekiel's vision of 2 angels that are women, which is the only reference in the whole Bible to angels that are women, which I don't even believe is a reference to that. It's just a vision. So I don't even think there were 2 women with wings coming down to whatever. It's an illustration about the economic system at that time, I believe, and some other commentaries have said that. Point being, John, the apostle, when he's writing Revelation, all these other books that have apocalyptic language, if you will, which is basically apocalypsis, just means the unveiling in Greek. I'm sorry about the pronunciation there. I'm learning Greek as well, and it would be apocalypse, lipsas, something to that effect. Lipsas means the unveiling, and it's hard. I think even Paul says when he knew a guy that was caught up to the 3rd heaven, which was presumably him, which, by the way, maybe he died and went to heaven for a little bit because he got stoned outside of Lystra. And then, God's like, and you're going back. How's that for a homecoming? Anyway, Paul said, I heard things unutterable. It's like, I can't communicate to you what happened to me or the reality on the other side, right? Which is so cool and encouraging, and yet kind of like, oh man, all right, well, what do we do with the rest of this stuff in the Bible? Well, I'll tell you. You read it, and you pray, and you ask God to reveal to you in wisdom what he's saying. In my experience, God's more than faithful every time. He comes through. Whether it be something that happens in your day, which is actually when I first started becoming a Christian. It was the weirdest thing. I'd be sitting in Columbine, which the infamous, right? They didn't learn much, unfortunately, from the shooting. So I was bullied pretty bad. But I didn't have many friends, so I'd be sitting in the hallway reading my Bible. And when I was reading my Bible there, I would just read something and be like, I don't know, what does that mean, or what are you getting at, you crazy Jewish person? Jesus, basically. And I began to fall in love with him because, man, if that's his heart, if that's God's heart, as I posted on Facebook once already, I felt like I owed him an apology for ruining my life. And the night I met him, I believe I had a vision of him. So I kind of get the whole apocalyptic language thing. Like I just knew in my being that something was said, or, you know what I mean? I said, wait, because I wasn't ready to follow him, but he was turning away from me. And all I could muster was wait. Just wait. So, mama, wait for me. Remember my other video? It kind of hits home. But he turned around and smiled at me. Not that I saw his features or his face or any of that stuff. That's not how visions work. It was just a knowing. It was a sight. Yeah, I knew it was Jesus. I knew that, he wasn't, that he was beckoning me. So basically, yeah, I followed him, and I started to follow him. And that was what it looked like, is reading my Bible alone in my hallways at my school. And he'd show me things. He would just be like, something would happen later on in the lunch hour, and it'd be like, oh, that's what that means. So anyway, I definitely ask for wisdom, guys. You have not because you ask not. But yeah, let's hit why Jesus, circling back around, was crucified. Or condemned, really, by Caiaphas, a Jew, right? Said he was a blasphemer. Okay. Setting the stage. Let's back up because I have 13 ready. Let's back up to Daniel chapter 7 and do it justice, okay? 7 verse 9 is where the whole vision starts, okay? Flipperoo time. Let me see if I can see that. Oh, goodness gracious, that's the left side, so this must be the right side. Let me use my other side of my face to see if I'm even close. Let's do the sideways thing again. That seemed to have worked a lot better. There we go. All right, so we're over here. I think I'll just aim the camera at it. Is this the camera? Okay, there's the camera. Sorry, guys, technical difficulties. So yeah, here we are. Then you should be able to see that. I watched till thrones were put in place, and the Ancient of Days was seated. His garment was as white as snow, and his head was as pure like pure wool. His throne was a fiery flame, which is justice and wrath, if you will, too. Its wheels a burning fire and holiness, not just wrath. A fiery stream issued forth and came forth from before him. So basically, nobody's rolling up to this guy, right? That's the point. Thousands of thousands ministered to him, tens of thousands stood before him, and the court was seated and the books were opened. Okay. Now, so Daniel is also seeing visions of the Antichrist and some other things, the beasts going on, which are world systems. But if you pause there and think it through for a second, what you just read was amazing. This blocks anybody from... Remember Nadab and Abihu? If you've read Numbers, you remember Nadab and Abihu. And they offered strange fire to God. That is to say, God from heaven consumed a sacrifice that started the fire. That was the temple's fire. Okay? And that's a picture. God's holiness becomes our holiness. Our ability to commune with him comes from him, right? Nadab and Abihu didn't get that. They were the sons of Levi, I believe. And they were meant to be the next high priests, presumably. Here's how free will works. You can mess it up. So anyway, long story short, they don't make the right choice. Kind of like Cain from Abel. Remember that? Sin crouches at the door, so don't mess it up. So anyway, long story short, Nadab and Abihu get consumed by a fire that comes off of the altar, right? Because they try to bring a fire that they lit. So, man's works is the picture there. And we're going to bring it to God, and it's going to get us communion with God. Doesn't work. Doesn't work. Old Testament or New Testament, right? Boy, I'm so happy we got this time. It's almost 23 minutes, and I'm so sorry. I hope it's content-packed for you and that you're enjoying this. I love the red. Oh, I'm so happy I found the red. Yes. Awesome. And I got some nice light coming from the window. Woo. So yeah, I don't look too red. If I do, it's because I'm Irish. Not really. I'm not actually Irish. I mean, I'm not actually, fully Irish. I'm definitely German. I have some Irish in there too. But, so sorry guys. We had a scene set up of Thrones. We had a scene set up of the Ancient of Days, which is obviously God the Father. In this vision, okay? I'm not saying you can parse out the Trinity. I'm not saying that you can say, oh, there's one and there's another. It's like they're triune. God is triune. And how he exists in three persons who are distinct, that share the one essence of what it means to be God, aseity, omnipresence, omnipotence, omniscience, all those types of character traits, is kind of what Christians mean when we say there's a Trinity with God. I didn't plan on going there, but maybe some of you need this, and it's probably a good prerequisite, right? That the Trinity itself, or the triune God, is Father, Son, and Spirit eternally. I know a lot of people gripe about the Spirit, particularly as a person. They say, like in Isaiah, oh well, is it 11? Is it 7 spirits in Isaiah 11? Is it 7 spirits or is it just one? It's like, no, it's a 7-fold Spirit of God. Thank you. And more than that, you don't lie to people. You lie to people, right? Ananias, Sapphira, yeah. You can't lie to an active force. It doesn't work. So Jehovah's Witnesses, sorry. Also, the angel of the Lord is not Michael. Because we just saw, right? You can't be omnipresent. You can't deliver out of every person that trusts in the Lord out of everything. That's not how that works. Buy my book. I'll substantiate that. Buy my book. So you're already starting to see some applications too, right? Mormons, Jehovah's Witnesses, Islam. Man, there's so much. Jews, obviously Jews. Your homework was Exodus 3, and to see that the angel of the Lord is the God of Israel. So start thinking of that too. When you see the God of Israel, it's Jesus. That's exactly what it means. Or the Holy One of Israel, the Redeemer of Israel. All these titles are not going to just start blurring together for you anymore. There's going to be a distinction, and this will help you with the Trinity. It's not to say that they're different in essence. They're not. The Father, the Son, and the Spirit are all God. And God exists in tri-personal being. Is there mystery to that? Yeah. I'll be honest with you. Excuse me. We don't know how that works, how that looks. Maybe he's operating on a different dimension or just outside of space and time and all those things, right? Which is stuff we also can't comprehend. Not just to see how that matters. Sorry, guys. I like I said, I don't have a script I'm going off of. I'm just talking today. So it doesn't really matter how that works, or maybe we will know on the other side of heaven, right? We'll know as we are known. So I'm not saying we'll become part of the Godhead, but we'll definitely be privy to a lot of new things once we get to heaven. Oh man, I'm waiting. I'm so excited. Maranatha, Lord Jesus, come. Come get your bride, Lord, your church. That's another thing. We won't even go into that yet. So let's finish this thought, right? We've got Daniel chapter 7, verse 9 and 10 telling us that the Ancient of Days is sat up in white garments and enthroned on a fiery flame. Ooh, that's bright. Ooh, can't go that way. Duly noted. Don't go that way. And Daniel's kind of going, okay, there's words from this pompous horn, which we know is the Antichrist. Well, it kind of picks up the vision, not just his commentary, in verse 13. And by the way, this is what Jesus quotes Caiaphas. You want to know who I am, Caiaphas? You're struggling with this? You're thinking I'm, claiming to be somebody who is Messiah, Mashiach? Guess what? Yeshua HaMashiach. I am the Messiah, he says. And I'm going to give it to you both barrels in the face, because this is how you know the angel of the Lord thing is important. Or at least a Binitarian idea of God. Okay? So this text specifically doesn't get you 3. And I know many that do. Actually, my best verse for the Trinity is in the Old Testament. Isaiah. You have to get my book for that one, okay? I'm not going to give all my secrets out. We've got verse 13, okay? Let me flip you around again. Oops, right there. So it says, I was watching in the night visions, and behold, one like the Son of Man, coming on the clouds of heaven. Only God does that. He came to the Ancient of Days. Wait, he rolled up on some fire? On some holy fire? Like Nadab and Abihu couldn't do? They got devoured? Wow. Whoever this one like the Son of Man is not just another man. I know that's what the term kind of denotes or connotes, is one who's like a human. Okay. Now we're getting real specific, aren't we? Because Jesus is quoting this to Caiaphas, the high priest, in his time, hundreds of years later, saying, you want to know who I am? I'm the one that rolls up on God in his full glory. All right, check this out. And they brought him near. All right, that's interesting. Because they, who's they? You mean like the Father and the Son and the Spirit? Maybe it does get you 3. That's what I'd almost have to say, right? Like I just tried to expound on creatures don't just roll up on God. That's not how that works. Sorry about the lighting too. I'm working on it. Yeah, creatures cannot just roll up on God. In full holiness, in full view, in full glory, right? Doxa in Greek. Glory, majesty, or fame. Majesty, that's it. Because you don't just run up to a king. It's a good way to get killed, right? Even in human terms, it's a good way to get killed. And more importantly, right, like this is our sovereign God. This is a God who governs all things. We just learned in Daniel 2. Take it in context, right? Nebuchadnezzar's like, I tried and I couldn't thwart his plan. The strongest person in the world at his time tried and couldn't overcome God. Take some comfort in that. Know that that's what God means when he's sovereign. By the way, Soteriology 101, Leighton Flowers, go check him out. I know James White talks a lot of crap, but you know what? Go do your own research, right? See for yourself. Be good Bereans here, okay? I'm going to encourage you on that one. So this is a little bit of a shout-out video, too. I love these guys. These guys have really helped my life. They've really blessed me. And, we're up to a half hour. This is going to be my first long stream, so buckle in. I'll have to put that in the description or something. So back to my Daniel chapter 7, verse 13. Here we are. They brought him near to him, before him, excuse me. Then to him, who? The one like the Son of Man was given, what? Exactly, you can probably see it right there. Was given dominion and glory and a kingdom, that all peoples, nations, and languages should serve him. His dominion is an everlasting dominion. Oh, you mean like he never dies? Which shall not pass away, and his kingdom, the one which shall not be destroyed. Now, let's get to Daniel's response and Daniel's confusion. Verse 15. I, Daniel, was grieved within my spirit, within my body. The visions of my head troubled me. Why would he do that? Yeah. So he goes and asks the interpretation in verse 16 of these things. And he doesn't know that he's been given a lot more than he can chew with the Trinitarian idea of God. Because like I said before, Yahweh Eloheinu, Yahweh Echad. I think that's Deuteronomy 6:4, called the Shema, or listen. So basically that in Israel's time, this is where the goggles will also come on and you'll start to see things flip, like the Shema. For me, it's like, what is that? Before, it was like, okay, yeah, God's one, right? He's a unity. Islam takes that as a monad, one person, one being, right? So 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. And 1 plus 1 plus 1 doesn't equal 3 to them, right? Okay, that's fair. And we don't believe that it does either, right? We are just saying that's an art, right? Try not to hear what I'm not saying. So with the Trinity, let me just pick up where I was, if I can remember. Sometimes I do that too, guys. I do apologize. Yes, the night visions. So he's getting a revelation about the beasts is what they start talking about. They kind of just dodge the whole, what did I just see with this Son of Man rolling up on God thing? He's like, that's for later, Daniel. Like, I'm going to use that when I come and and I'm incarnate to blow Caiaphas's mind, right? Turning back to what I was saying when I got my train of thought back. Thank you, Jesus. And you can see that with the Shema, how you could see that it's one God. God is one, right? Well, pause. Why? Go back to Exodus 23. Why did God feel the need to put Yahweh Eloheinu, Yahweh Echad in his texts? What was it addressing? Well, there's this angel character that seems to be putzing around that doesn't forgive sins, that has a lot of weird characteristics that are only God's characteristics. Are you getting it yet? Yahweh Eloheinu, the Lord, our God. Oh, who's that? Jesus. And the Lord are one. Did it just come together for you? If it didn't, I don't know what else to say. There's a lot more that we'll get into that'll make it more clear for you. So yeah, I feel a release in my spirit to kind of move on from some of that too. Maybe we'll do some more Islam stuff or some different things in the near future, Lord willing. I just got another notification. Whew, doing stuff live on my phone's a little tough. It's really good quality though, so I might keep doing it. Anyway, thanks you guys so much for tuning in. Like I said, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell because, well, subscriptions pretty much mean nothing anymore, I guess. You need to hit all on the notification bell, otherwise you're not going to get my videos. So please, please, please hit that notification bell. Make sure it's on all. Subscribe, like, comment, share. Please get the word out, okay, guys? I'm going to lean pretty heavy on you guys. We need a groundswell if I am to bless people like God wants me to bless people and teach. So shout out to Mike Winger, a lot of other people. I think Mike Winger gave Braxton the idea of the lights and things, and just things to help keep people trained on what we're saying and help them understand and give them something to look at. I mean, goodness. Looking at my pretty mug for 30 minutes isn't as enticing as some people would think. So anyway, guys, I guess I'll leave you with a little bit of a War of Ages outro if my computer didn't completely shut off. It shut off. Not completely, though. So let me hit this one real quick. Yes. So yeah. Oh. There it is. All right, guys. I don't want to go too long on playing our music either. I talked to Leroy Hemp. Sorry. Love you, Leroy. Thank you for all that you do. Keep ministering the word, man, out in a dark place. Us metalheads, we need you. You guys, if you want to be supporters of them too, I would really love it. So anyway, they're such good musicians. Yeah, they're great. That's a song called Warrior off of Alpha. I'm going to try to make that a part of my videos, Lord willing, and or if I can. Copyright's always a funny thing. And even if they don't care, which I don't think Leroy does, maybe his actual